plastic. Watch what we put down the sink. Dispose of your fishing gear, you know, properly.
Yeah, that sounds easy enough.
And also, the other thing is why they're so important to the reef is if we've got a sick reef, those turtles can tell us.
Really?
So what happened was we had a mass stranding event of green sea turtles. Now, green sea turtles eat seagrass, and we found that due to the cyclones, the seagrass beds were wiped out, and that's what green sea turtles eat. And so when we started getting so many turtles and dugongs in, we knew there was a problem. So they actually tell us when there's a sick ocean.
The other day, I met a hawksbill turtle in the wild.
That is really lucky to see a hawksbill, yes.
Oh, why is that?
Well, hawksbills are critically endangered.
I hope I get to meet another hawksbill turtle.
Well, today you're going to meet Billy, and you're going to help me release Billy back out into the wild where she belongs.
Oh, wow. Really?
Yes. And also the big thing about Billy is she actually has a satellite tracker on her back, so we can actually follow her, and that's used for her health profile. So when she goes in the water, we know that she's got back to eating, we know how far she's travelled, all of those sort of things. And that gives us a great view on what is actually happening. And you're going to help me release Billy back out in the ocean where she belongs.
Well, I'm so excited to do that.
She will be too. Now I'm going to run through what we're going to do, okay? You're going to have your hand around the flipper there and the back of a shell.
Since her release, Billy has swum over 2,000 kilometers. I wonder what adventures she's having right now. Whatever she's doing, I'm sure she's thankful. And we should be too, to Jenny and her team for doing all they can to get turtles like Billy home. What better way to explore the Great Barrier Reef than by sail? I'm about to meet Steve on his boat, the Sail Away 4. Steve knows these waters like the back of his hand, and he's taking us to one of his favorite places. So it's anchors away. Steve might be the captain, but on this yacht, everyone lends a hand.
Hey, come, yeah. You'd like to have a go? Do some steering?
Am I allowed to?
Yeah, take the wheel, looking ahead. The hardest thing is to go straight. Straight ahead, and you can feel the pressure on the wheel. So this is where we can control the whole boat. Now, a little bit of trivia. I want to tell you, how do you know which side's which? So when we're talking about let's put the sail out, let's do something, we have to give it a name, because if I'm facing this way, left and right can be opposite, right? So on this side is port.
Okay, this side is
That's
port.
colour normally red.
Red.
Yeah,
Red.
like a red light would be a port light.
Oh.
And on this side we have port starboard.
Starboard.
When you go into the land, you need to make sure you get the right side of the lights between the red and the green, which is port and starboard. Otherwise, you could be on dangerous or shallow. So let's feel the pressure on the rudder if we go a little bit to starboard.
Oh,
Yeah.
very stiff.
Yeah. So you feel the strength. Feel the, yeah.
What am I moving? Am I moving?
You're moving. This goes to a wire, to the rudders, and that's pushing against the water. So let's go to port. Spin it nice and smooth and straight. A good secret way is here. See this? That's a rudder angle indicator. And that tells us where the rudders are. So we don't start going like this. Yep. We go nice and straight. And what we're going to do now is we're going to get the mainsail up. If I can ask you to press that button for your toe there, yeah, go for it. That's it, yeah. Excellent, keep going. Excellent, yes, hoisting the mainsail. That's good. Good. Stop, stop. Perfect. Well done. Give yourself a clap. Excellent. Now we're underway, we want to explain a few little things about how cool it is where we're going. So, remember we started off at Port Douglas. This is incredible coastline, the DayZ National Park, World Heritage Rainforest. Right next to it is a World Heritage Great Barrier Reef. So we're actually going between the two of them, out across the shipping channel to the clear water of the outer reef. So we're going to actually aim to get out to these incredible snorkeling sites just up here. Look out for some turtles, we've got white sandy caves, so pretty exciting places to look at. The only living thing you can see from space is the Great Barrier Reef, so 2,500 kilometers almost of incredible sights.
It's quite amazing how close the shoreline is to the reefs.
Yeah, I mean, these are two World Heritage sites that actually collide in this area, so that's why it's so special. And going through this gap here, it enables us to see some incredible sights.
So we're heading to High Reef today?
Yes, yeah, that's a really nice combination. So there's a whole mixture of the white sand and the aquamarine colors. We can't wait to get you in the water there. Every day is different on the reef. Yeah. So we don't know exactly what we're going to see.
How long have you been going to Mackay Reef for?
Well, about 19 years now. It's been at sea all my life. So this is one part of the world we enjoy, and it's absolutely stunning. We hope you'll fall in love with it just as much as we do.
See this rusty coloured streak right here? This is coral spawn. Just once a year, after a full moon, the coral on the reef release a multitude of tiny particles into the ocean, where they follow the currents, find a safe spot, and grow into new coral. Isn't that amazing? Anyway, where were we? From a mountain range, growing from ancient forests of coral, sculpted by little fish, the Great Barrier Reef is an absolute masterpiece of organic engineering. And as guardians of this planet, it is our responsibility to take care of it.
has been truly an eye-opening and mesmerizing last few days, to say the least. Before I came on this journey, I always thought of the Great Barrier Reef as an iconic Australian landmark or popular tourist destination, or even the land of Finding Nemo. And don't get me wrong, it is all of that, but it's also so much more. It's a complex, living, breathing organism. And we as humans of this earth are not just surveyors of it, but we're a part of it, which means we also have our part to play. And it could be as simple as declining a plastic straw next time you go out, or taking those fabric reusable bags with you when you go shopping, or even just taking a moment every now and again to breathe and really take in this environment and appreciate this wonderful ecosystem that we're all a part of. And I think you'll agree with me when I say that protecting our beautiful oceans are definitely worth making those small little sacrifices for, right?
Supercontinent. And basically what happened was 180 million years ago, that supercontinent broke away into pieces, and those pieces became smaller continents known as Africa, South America, Antarctica, the Indian subcontinent, the Arabian Peninsula, and of course, Australia. So basically, this isolated part of the jungle is a living relic of an ancient rainforest paradise. And I get to hike it. Lucky me. The Daintree Rainforest. Over 180 million years old, it is the oldest rainforest in the world. The Daintree is a breathtaking sweep of jungle-clad gorges, dense forest, rivers, and waterfalls that travel 95 kilometers from Port Douglas to remote Cape Tribulation. Since 1891, Kuranda Scenic Railway has been carrying people and goods through the World Heritage listed rainforest. The famous railway winds its way from Cairns in the south to Kuranda, a village in the rainforest in the north. can also see the ocean from here. Oh, after being on a boat for the last few days, I'm thoroughly enjoying this change of pace. And the fact that I get a view like this without having to hike is a bonus. One of Australia's most recognisable waterfalls, Barron Falls, is fed by the mighty Barron River, 70 kilometres outside of the Daintree National Park. It's over 100 kilometres of wild water that heads out to the Coral Sea. And what better way to get introduced to this impressive rainforest than from the river itself? I'm so excited for this! Let's go! High five! Wait, why did they stop? Is there like a stop? Oh my goodness. Hold on! My awesome crew. You've got me up front, Sophie, my exceptional wardrobe supervisor, awesome Emily, hair and makeup artist, and ever-amazing Becky, one of our producers. This is my all-girl whitewater adventure crew. Right, let's get back to it. This is actually a great way to get introduced to the rainforest. It's an amazing view. Head towards the Daintree rainforest, we make a quick little stop to meet local chefs Ben and Rachel. All this adventure has made me incredibly hungry, and I've been told just the place to go to for an incredible meal. Today I'm at Oak's Kitchen with Rachel and Ben. Hello.
How are you?
Good, thank you. And they're going to show me how to bring this incredible produce to life.
So today we're going to be doing a dish using the local coral trout that's just been caught off Oak Beach.
Some Thai basil, some green mango, some kaffir lime leaf. So yeah, let's get cooking, hey?
I love all this stuff. My day-to-day diet.
So just a little bit about what we do. So we're organic and we use permaculture methods to grow. So that's really supporting the ecosystem, and I don't use any fast-growing fertiliser or anything like that.
So, to start with, this is a Nam Dong Mai, which is a Thai honey green mango. So we want to do about 4 slices down that side. And then if you want to, we want to chop aside for now. And the next guy we're going to chop is the chili, ginger, garlic, and then the kaffir lime leaf. So now we're on to making the nam jim.
This is bigger than my head.
So I'm going to get you to be my smasher.
Can do.
And what we're going to do is we're going to use garlic, a little bit of ginger now, and then the last bit we're going to be smashing up is the green chili. Cool. And then we have our palm sugar here, some lime juice, a little bit of fish sauce. Now we'll have a little try.
Cool. Good flag.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah.
So we've got our coral trout now. What we want to do is with this one, we're just thinly slicing it. We've probably got about enough there for what we want to do now.
Are you sure? I'm very hungry.
We can slice a little bit. Now we're pretty much up to the plating up stage. We're going to use this guy here.
Oh, pretty.
So we're just going to make like a line down the middle here.
This is how I'm going to serve myself sashimi from now on. It's plated and beautiful.
And then we've got our nam jim that you smashed as well. And what you want to do is we're just getting centers of the nam jim and we're just going over the top of the fish like this.
That looks delicious already.
And we've got all the little bits that we chopped earlier. We want to get a little bit of the green mango. And we're just kind of just letting it randomly just go over the fish like that. And then we want to go with the lemongrass as well. And then we'll get actually a few leaves of Rachel's Thai basil, which we have here.
There's an art to this, my friends.
And then we have our green ant, which is going to add another little zestiness to the fish.
I used to get bitten by green ants a lot when I was younger.
Yeah, this is how we get back at them.
Yeah.
This is payback.
This is revenge time, green ants.
And then we just have a kaffir lime. Yep, so that's our coral trout with green nam jim, green mango, green ants, Thai basil and kaffir lime.
Just a lot of green.
A lot of green.
A lot of green and herbs and fruit from the garden.
Should we try it?
Yes, let's try it.
Definitely.
So I noticed we didn't cook the fish.
No. So yeah, it's using the lime juice in the dressing, a little bit of the acid from that to help.
Okay. Oh, I'm getting a lot of green ant in mine. Oh, I love that lime smell. Oh, I can smell it Thai basil as
Delicious.
well.
Really fresh.
Really fresh, zesty, with that mango.
Oh, there are so many flavors in my mouth right now. The texture is amazing. The mango is very crispy. It's really nice.
And that coral trout, I mean, it is its own. It's delicate. It's beautiful, fresh.
The lemongrass is amazing. I feel like I'm eating a Thai sashimi.
Yeah, pretty much.
That is.
Yeah, I've never had a Thai sashimi before. And the green ants. I want to have a green ant just by itself.
Yeah.
Here we go. Oh, it's very limey. Crunchy. Crunchy lime. That is really delicious. And it wasn't that hard to make. This is going to be a staple in my house from now on.
Thank you.
All right, now we're in bed. On to the next adventure. Welcome to Wildlife Habitat, home of the Tropical Animal Rehabilitation Centre. Here, we're getting the chance to be up close and personal with the Danetree's best-known inhabitants. Right now, I'm with some kangaroos. They're native to Australia, and they're the friendliest animals. This is a cute Joey. I love Joeys, they're so adorable. Oh, they're so friendly. This is an eclectus parrot. It's my new friend. It's gonna come home with me, aren't you? Say hello to the koalas rarely drink water. They get all the hydration they need from the eucalyptus leaves they munch on. They can eat 1 kilogram a day, and then they have a nap for up to 18 hours. Lucky them. It's a magical morning on the Daintree River. And today we join David to track down the tropical North's most prehistoric resident, the saltwater crocodile.
This is the Daintree River, and we're about 9 kilometres up from the sea, which is down behind us. The whole thing's about 120 kilometres long. Big river, very wide river, but really shallow. So at low tide we have to zigzag up here so we don't hit the bottom. And on a very low tide, you could actually walk across it if you wanted to, from one side to the other. But it's not recommended, because there's crocodiles live in it.
And David, I noticed that your boat is very quiet. Can you tell me why?
It's an electric powered boat, so we're nice and quiet and clean. So it's ideal for looking at nature, because we don't have any exhaust or fumes, and we can sneak up on things and get close to them without scaring them. And good for the environment, no impact on the river at all. So over here on the left, just under these trees, you can see the top of the head of a crocodile.
It's a crocodile! It's so big!
Yeah, deep under here. Biggest crocodile in the world.
It's really camouflaged. You can't even see it. It's so hard to see. Can you tell me a little bit about crocodiles, like what they eat?
Crocs like to eat fish and crabs most of the time. That's their normal diet. And they wait till it's low tide. At the moment, we've got about 3 metres of tidal difference here. It's about 3/4 full. As it gets lower, there is a beach on the edge of the river. So the water's down away from the mangrove roots. There's nowhere for the fish and the crabs and the prawns to hide. The crocodiles take advantage of that low tide and swim along the beach with their legs stuck out. They stick their front leg out and they make a dam between their face, their leg and the shore. Anything that bumps into their leg or their face, they feel it and they swish their head around their gut. They've got really sensitive skin. The skin on their face is more sensitive than our fingertips. Crocodiles have an endless amount of patience. If they don't get it today, they get it tomorrow, the next day, the next week, the next month, the next year. Because they are reptiles and they're very, very efficient. They rely on the sun to get their body heat. They don't have to generate body heat like we do. They don't need a lot of fuel to keep them going.
How long can a crocodile hold their breath underwater?
Well, the record is 7 hours. When they're under the water, you can't tell. There's no bubbles, there's no ripples. You've got no idea if they're there or not, but they know where you are because they can feel the vibrations. So they're really good at hiding.
They're like the ultimate predator.
Lifespan of a crocodile. So they're very understudied animals. You know, they're dangerous. They're very secretive animals, and they do live for a long time. So they often outlive their researchers. And the animal itself has been around, for millions of years. So they predate dinosaurs. They've seen the dinosaurs come. They've seen them go again, and they're still with us.
This is called River Drift Snorkel. It's a crocodile-free zone because this water is much too cold for our scaly friends. We are pulled downstream by a natural tide, giving us the same vantage point as all the other creatures hanging out in the relative safety of the river. A pretty chill place to call home, don't you think? It's time to take things down a notch and move at a slow enough pace to take in this complex, biodiverse, and otherworldly place.
You know what? I think the crocodiles knew what they were doing with the Sunday game.
DayZ Editor, once called the Daintree Rainforest, the most extraordinary place on Earth. We're about to go find out for ourselves exactly what makes this place so incredibly special. Daintree, it's nice to meet you! To get to the heart of the Daintree National Park, I met up with environmental expert Matt, who is going to show us what makes this ancient tropical rainforest so special.
I understand you've been to the world's oldest reef. Well, welcome to the world's oldest rainforest, the Daintree. How good is this? Have a look around.
Beautiful.
Of this place. The Daintree Rainforest, how good is it? You will not go anywhere in the world and see anything like it. This is essentially a living museum. There's plants here that have been around longer than dinosaurs. When dinosaurs were walking the earth. It's absolutely mind-blowing.
Yeah.
Oh, I bet you're starting to feel that humidity. It's definitely coming through. As you can imagine, the rainforest is a wet place. As you can see, this is a really, really unique habitat, and it's dominated by these huge fan palms. Now, just one of these fans alone can be around 2 meters in diameter.
That is taller than me.
It's pretty big. But only 2% of the sunlight actually makes it to the forest floor. And as you can see, this canopy closes over very, very nicely. So because not much sunlight makes it to the forest floor, these trees need to be able to adapt. So some of them can climb very, very well. And have a look at that tree over there. That is actually what we call a strangler fig. It starts off as a small seed planted in the top of the tree by a bird, sends its roots all the way down to the forest floor, and eventually consumes the host. Completely eats that tree. Unbelievable, isn't it?
Yeah.
And did you know that the Daintree Rainforest is around 180 million years old?
That's old.
It's unbelievable, isn't it?
What's your favourite tree?
Funny you say that. This guy right here, actually, it's the Hope's cycad. He is so slow. He grows 1 centimetre every single year.
Aww.
So that plant right there is about 1,000 years old.
Wow, I'm sure that plant has a story to tell.
I bet.
Now it's time for something really special. Juan is a proud First Nation Bubu Yalanji man and has offered to take me on a unique culinary adventure.
I'm showing before we head off and go walking through the mangrove, I'm going to do a quick smoking ceremony and welcome the country. And this is just a special thing to do. It's a way of letting the elephant come out. They're traveling through the behind the bubble. ground. Mangroves, if you have a look at the root systems, how thickly tangled they grow and bind together. These are like giant filters. So
Yeah.
the mangroves filter all of the sediment from mainland and protect our Great Barrier Reef. So shrimp, this is an edible snail.
Oh, that's a bun bun. How do you normally cook it?
Now frying, with a little garlic and chili. Okay, so shrimp. So now you've got the spear. The next thing is how to spear stuff. So with the crabs and small stuff, you can get very close to one. You can get 2-3 meters from them. And if you get close enough, hold the spear long. So hold the point away from your body. Put your point as close as you can to the animal. Once you have it lined up, just stab straight through and hit it as hard as you can. The harder you hit it, the better chance of the spear piercing it and you pinning it to the ground. Once you have it pinned, hold the spear in the ground and then we can walk over. So that's how we spear small things or crabs that are close to you. So if you want to practice, hold the spear long. Yep, that's it. Right down and in. One hand, keep the other hand away. Line it up, look down the spear. Once you have it lined up, bang, start through. That's it. That's it. So that's crabbing one-on-one. Easy.
Right.
Yeah, that's it.
Oh, I see one. I see a crab. It's over there. No, it's over there.
There it is,
Okay.
back in your feet.
Okay, don't move.
There it is, there it is.
I can see it, I can see it, I can see it.
So remember, take the bottom hand away.
Ah! Okay,
You did well, you did well.
wait. Ah! This is really hard. I can't stand it.
Try to stay still.
Sorry.
It's none of your...
Okay, now, what you can't see here is that every time I aim for a crab, they run straight for my feet. Apparently, they do this a lot. Juan told me later that what I'm doing is affectionately known as the crab dance. I think I did a pretty good job anyway. Check this part out.
That bottom hand. Go on, give me a shot. Yeah, smash it. Straight to the left, so lift him up.
Really? Do I really have him?
Oh, yep. Stay, keep your hand, spear there.
Spearing,
Okay, pull your spear out.
pulling out.
Hard. You got hard.
Ah! I got him! Did you? I caught us dinner, guys. We're not going to starve tonight.
All that hard work and taste even better. So we got this one in the mangrove. We found him in a hole, so checking the hole, I put my spear in and it just hooked in and I pulled it out. All right, so you ready to go and cook up?
Yes, I'm ready. Woohoo! Dinner time. So we've caught our crab. When I say we, I mean me. Caught our crab, our dinner for tonight. And Juan's going to teach us how we're going to make it.
Yeah, so quite simple. This is a local family recipe, so we're going to do a garlic chili coconut mud crab.
Ooh, that sounds
It
delicious.
should be really nice. But to starters, we've got some fresh dampers, so I baked this morning. That's all the sauce once finished. We've got some limes here as well. I'll get you to slice up the limes. While you're doing that, I'll clean the crabs and kick the gas cooker on.
Okay.
All right. Now, have you ever cleaned a crab before?
I can't say I have. Yeah.
So normally people just throw them in boiling water. Today I'm going to take them apart before we cook them. The phallus comes off,
Okay.
then we pull the carapace off. But then inside of this here is all your fat. Always cook with the fat, it gives it, that's where all your taste comes from. So all of that orange in there,
Orange part.
that's all the fat in there.
This is very Chinese.
Yeah.
We cook with what?
Yeah, we have a strong Asian influence in all of our food. So yeah, this is some coconut oil, garlic, minced garlic, and then some chili vinegars. Okay. And then to get the fat out, you just have to get dirty. So get the finger in there, squeeze, pull it out. Salt.
Delicious. My mouth is watering.
So make sure you get flavor through the shot. So with the paws, especially these big ones, about tap, cracks, open it all up, flavor all through. last thing to go in are these little gungun. So these are the tree snails that we got earlier.
I'm very excited to try this. Okay, my stomach is grumbling.
I reckon we can get in with the soft shell crab.
Okay.
You don't even have to just grab it.
That is delicious. That lime is perfect. I can taste the garlic. I can taste the coconut oil. A little bit of chili. Got a kick to it. This is so tasty. I'm gonna try it with this.
Yeah, please do, yeah.
Would you like some? Okay, ready?
You get all that fat. Lovely.
So tasty. One more left. However, to start our journey, we need to beat the sun, because we've been told that sunrise is the most magical time to see Mother Nature at her best. Worth conquering my fear of heights. It is unique to far north Queensland to see the pristine blue of the ocean peeking through the rainforest. There are few places on Earth where a powerful, dominating rainforest gives way to the ocean. Prehistoric rainforests thrive alongside the kaleidoscopic coral sea, where Australia's First Nations people lived in harmony with the environment for more than 50,000 years. You did not come into this world. You came out of it, like a wave from the ocean. You are not a stranger here. If this journey has taught me anything, it's that we are part of something much bigger than ourselves. And more importantly, we are not alone. From the crocodiles, to the turtles, to the sweet little damsel fish. We're all in this together. This place that we call home has been millions of years in the making. And now it's time for us to protect it, so that the people coming after us also have a chance to enjoy this wonderful world. The smallest actions, when all put together, make the biggest impact. Your life will leave a mark in this world. Now it's time to decide what that mark will be.
open ocean, full of mysteries. They are among the most fascinating of all ocean creatures, sharks, and the lifelong research subjects of a man who knows them like no other. Professor Samuel Gruber. He's been researching sharks for more than 50 years. How do sharks live? What social structures do they have, if any? Gruber is looking for answers to these and many other questions. And in order to understand them, it's best to live amongst them. A school of white-tip reef sharks. They're still resting. But during the night, they hunt together. Gruber knows their ways. Sam Gruber is about to board a flight to Bimini Island in the Bahamas. Sam is taking a group of fellow scientists to Bimini from Fort Lauderdale. More than 20 years ago, Sam Gruber built the Bimini Biological Field Station, also called the Shark Lab in the Bahamas, as a center for intense field research on Atlantic shark species. Scientists around the world have been taking special notice of his methods and results. Sam is tireless. Sam uses every minute he has. The flight offers him a great opportunity to read up on past research and plan his day once he gets to the Shark Lab. The late 70s, on a research vessel owned by the Oceanographic Department of the University of Miami, a hammerhead shark is being pulled on board. Back then, Sam Gruber and his team were researching the shark's eyes. The eyesight of the sharks always played a secondary role, because most researchers assumed that they have terrible eyesight. Now we know it's quite the opposite. Most shark species protect their eyes from light or injury with a nictitating membrane. The size and positioning of the eyes can be quite different, depending on the shark species. Lemon sharks especially are great for this kind of research. It's not always easy to hold on to them, even for Gruber, who's very experienced in handling the sharks. This shark will have to take an eye test in the next tank. Gruber had already developed a special eye test for his research back then. He was able to prove that some shark species don't only see color, but also have great vision at night. The lemon shark can cover its pupil extremely fast once light hits it. Gruber was able to find out that shark eyes are very sensitive to light, but don't have great focus depth. They're permanently set to infinity. Lemon sharks off the coast of Florida. They're calmly resting on the ocean floor. These are pregnant females. They mate in the late spring, and then it takes a year until they give birth. But what are they doing here, and why are they so calm? Gruber found out that the pregnant females use the warm waters of the Gulf Stream as their safe haven. They separate themselves from the males after they've mated.
Take this one right out.
These pictures went viral. Sam Gruber acting as shark midwife. He helped this female lemon shark give birth close to his research station. The mother was too weak to give birth on her own. To protect the scientists, the female was tied to the boat while giving birth. She had 5 babies that Sam helped into the world. Off they go. Bimini Island is located around 50 miles east of Miami. This small island, separated into North and South Bimini, is the most northern of the Bahamian Islands and a mecca for divers and sport fishermen. The mangroves are the most valuable asset these islands have. It's a unique habitat and nursery for many ocean inhabitants, especially sharks.
Well,
Bimini is Sam's second home, and these mangroves are the main research location for him. We're here to follow him and document his latest research. The mangroves offer a great home to several different shark species, as long as they are juveniles. Hideouts and protective areas are all part of the mangroves, and it also offers a place where the animals can mate in peace and quiet. These nurse sharks have found each other. Meanwhile, the Gulf Stream offers warm water and a continuous supply of food. Eagle rays have also found a home here. Their pectoral fins swing like wings. Their long tail is whip-like and quite dangerous. These 12-foot male nurse sharks are following one female. They're much larger than the females and like the shallower regions. It could take hours until a couple finds each other. The males are always in the majority, and therefore often have to fight for a female. This one uses all its charm and seems to be successful. They're getting closer to each other. The females are very choosy and take their time. This remora has no patience for shark flirting. It's busy cleaning a stingray that has found a cozy place in the sand where it can hide. There's an abundance of fish all around Bimini. It's especially good for the juveniles that will arrive here soon. They're inching closer and closer to each other. Not even the remoras disturb them now. Will we be able to film them mating? Standby. And then all of a sudden it happens. The male nurse shark becomes active. He has to hold on to the female and bites her pectoral fin. He'll continue to do that until he has a good hold of her. There's no romance here. Shark mating can end bloodily at times. Sometimes the females even die afterwards because their wounds become infected through fish bites. The male has to turn the female on her side or turn her over all the way. It's quite a challenge for him. That's why he has two penis-like clasper organs, only one of which he will finally use. It only works if the male is parallel to the female. The actual mating only takes minutes. Those who don't get their chance can always try again after a few minutes' rest. Caribbean reef sharks are all around Bimini. These grey predators can grow up to 9 feet long. There are thousands of snappers here. They're sought-after delicacies for sharks and humans alike. The snappers are still safe. The sharks will not hunt until it's night time. A pod of dolphins is traveling through the area. Two of the acrobats show off their skills. Similar to the sharks, the dolphin females also use the shallow regions around Bimini to give birth. The dolphin baby is born while the mother continues to swim. Pictures like these are therefore extremely rare and pure luck. There are only a handful of scientists that have as much experience with shark research as Samuel Gruber. Together with the young biologists, Kate and Steve, he prepares for an excursion to the tiger sharks. Tarpons are busy huddling together underneath the boat. The silver torpedo-like fishes can grow up to 7.5 feet. Sam has plans other than the tarpons. Together with his team, he's on his way to Ayers Rock. After a 20-minute boat ride, they meet up with the team that caught a young tiger shark during the night. This is an ideal research candidate for Gruber. In order to get better insights into the behavior of these sharks, they'll be tagged with a transmitter. It's not an easy task because the animal is very strong. The transmitter is fastened to the dorsal fin of the shark in a way that does not injure the shark.
Make a hole in him first. It's the best you can do.
Sam Gruber pushes his team because the shark needs to be released soon. The cartridge will come loose soon, but the transmitter will stay. A young lemon shark is being prepped for a stomach examination. This is called stomach eversion. It's actually a natural process because the shark will expel something that it can't digest in exactly the same way. The biologists want to find out what kind of fishes and how many these juveniles feed on in the mangroves. The shark seems a bit out of it when it gets back in the water. The examination was very exhausting for the animal. The biologists help him recover quickly by feeding him oxygen, and the animal returns to normal very soon after. Here it's obvious that the shark actively breathes in the oxygen by opening and closing its mouth. The protection of the sharks is Sam's main objective. He needs to know exactly where and how the animals live and what they feed on in order to help them be protected. The Shark Lab has a large fenced-in area off the beach for field research. A young tiger shark is about to be caught, but it's not making it easy for them. It's always a challenge to catch these sharks, even for these very experienced scientists with their dip nets.
Get that net over him like a
Sam has no fear of the shark. He tries to handle this shark with his bare hands.
All right, rotate it back, rotate it back. I've got to hold him while you do that. All right, there we go.
He's obviously very experienced and quickly turns the shark on its back. Once the shark is turned over, it goes into tonic immobility and can be handled easily.
Get it on the fork.
Okay.
Okay. All right, go to the pip.
Sam holds the shark in position long enough for his team to measure the animal without danger. Is the tiger shark large enough for its age?
117.
The shark is completely motionless during the entire examination.
Are you ready?
Yep.
It just feels so amazing.
Gruber holds the shark just underneath the surface so that it can breathe easily.
Touch his tail, he'll get frightened.
I've got it.
All right.
You're good. Okay, total length 147.
This tiger shark is about 4.5 feet long, and the team is happy with that.
Fine. All right, guys, look.
Now the shark is also being tagged with a transmitter.
Is this system all ready to go?
Yeah, it should be.
All right, get ready now. All right.
The transmitter that the biologists attach to the tiger shark seems to be working fine. The scanner detects a signal.
Grab the other net. Come on in. Pull it out, pull it out.
Sam explains to Kate step by step how to attach the transmitter to the dorsal fin of the shark without injuring the animal. It's obviously not easy.
1, 2, 3, go.
A quick push and that's it. The transmitter is attached and the shark doesn't feel anything. It's already swimming away right past the camera of our cameraman Ralph Steinberg.
All right, net people, fall back. Net people, fall back. Push the boat to the shark.
And off it goes back to freedom. The team release the shark outside the pen. Where will it go? The biologists will follow this shark from now on because they want to know its destination and whether it stays around, and for how long.
Make believe you're tracking him, guys. Make believe you're tracking him.
The tiger shark leads the team directly into the mangroves. Sam knows that they stay here for about 3 years. The boat does not fit through here. Sam has brought us to a magical place. It's tough not to misstep and get stuck in the roots. What looks too tight for us to squeeze through is in fact the perfect spot for juvenile lemon and tiger sharks. They're all around us, and they don't seem to pay us any particular attention. Sam knows every path, but he doesn't want to frighten the sharks away and therefore moves forward slowly.
There we go. We're going to be able to walk better now in a few minutes.
Aya's Spot is the name of this place, and we're almost there.
Okay, there's another one, yeah, I see it.
Gruber and his team are now in the middle of the nursery of the lemon and tiger sharks. Sam lures the juveniles with fish pieces. It's the only way to get them close enough to catch in order to measure and tag the babies.
Yeah, right here, right here. Right here, here it comes, here it comes, here it comes. Look out, right.
It's not quite without danger because even the young ones can bite.
You got him?
I got him, I got him, I got him. Good, good, good.
Nevertheless, it's not as easy as it looks to catch a juvenile shark.
All right, we got it. Oh, they're really coming in now. Look, there's several of them over there. There's a little one there.
One has made a beeline for his boots.
There's 2 coming in now, Doc. You go left, I'll go right.
All right.
More and more sharks sense the food that's in the water. There's a reason for this. The team has positioned itself so that the current flows out towards the sharks, and with it the scent of the bait.
Okay.
All right, here he comes, here he comes. Go down!
Finally, a larger juvenile lemon ends up in the dip nets and fights back. Not easy for the team.
Got him. Over here. All right, we got one in there.
Sam knows exactly how to handle the lemon shark. Nevertheless, it's still tough for him.
Yeah, male.
All right.
Little male, cool.
Little male.
All right, good, good.
Without anybody noticing, another family member stops by. Better safe than sorry. The shark can bite onto the handle of the dip net. It's fighting hard, and the biologists would rather it bite into the pole than their hands. And this is how to calm a shark. Ideal for the cameraman.
Okay, so we got a male.
Gruber is wondering which shark this is. Last year, the biologists tagged this one, and now they can find out which one it is and where it's been with the help of the scanner. Another step. The biologists take a DNA sample.
Okay, good.
It will later be examined in the lab and the data recorded. The small hole it left will heal quickly, no problem for the shark. Just a small piece of the pectoral fin is enough for the DNA sample.
Right there, yeah. Good one.
Sam looks tense, but is happy with the results.
Tristan, why did you take the DNA samples of the sharks?
So we take the sample, we take it back to the lab, and then determine how many females and how many males contribute to the population, and basically build a big family tree for sharks.
Gruber's shark research is unique. He has a passion for sharks and constantly fights for their survival.
Okay.
Almost done. It needs to be weighed.
Lift it up. Yeah.
All right, got it.
2.7 for?
Yeah, that's
all right. 2.7. Okay, good. He's
Not bad. Almost 6 pounds.
Got him?
Got him.
Enough for today. Tomorrow is another day. And they had enough data for now. Sam has caught another shark because Natalie wants to know more about tonic immobility.
So when you flip them over, they can't become completely motionless.
Right. He's now in tonic immobility.
Okay. And you reverse it immediately when you flip them back right side up?
He'll swim away like that.
Okay, all right.
And off he goes. A long workday nears its end. Unfortunately not for the biologists. They will continue as soon as it gets dark. Sometime after midnight, the waves are quite high. The weather has turned and a strong southwesterly wind blows into the biologists' faces. They hardly notice because their attention is on the fully grown tiger shark that they caught on their long line. Gruber pays close attention because a mistake made by anybody on the team could be catastrophic.
Head in the water!
They pull the very large predator towards the boat with a rope in order to measure the animal. It's essential for everybody to pay close attention to the animal's behavior and be extra careful. A fully grown tiger shark can measure up to 17 feet. Tiger sharks are second in line behind the even more dangerous bull sharks in the famous shark attack file.
What are you doing now? What are you doing? Wait a minute.
This tiger shark will also receive a transmitter. Gruber will leave nothing to chance. As soon as the shark calms down, the biologists spring to action. The transmitter is attached to the animal's dorsal fin. What is it that makes Bimini so unique for shark research?
Female lemon sharks come to Bimini Island because they have a wonderful mangrove habitat for the babies to give birth and grow up in. These mangroves provide both food and protection for these youngsters. The mothers know this, evolutionarily speaking, because they themselves were born here, and they come back to the same place that they were born. So it's a perfect situation.
A change of location. We set course towards the Little Bahama Bank. It's a submerged plateau made of limestone on which the Bahama Islands sit. The water is crystal clear and only 18 feet deep. Lemon sharks are the first to show up. As with the great white sharks, fully grown lemon sharks can be very dangerous. There have been numerous attacks on divers or beachgoers. There are many different theories as to why these attacks happen, but in the end it's always the human that trespasses into their habitat, not the other way around. Shark researchers know they live with that danger. Female lemon sharks especially come to the Little Bahama Bank surrounded by the warm waters of the Gulf Stream. During his research, Gruber has been able to prove that lemon sharks react especially to bright colors such as yellow or orange. Therefore, dive operators who dive in these shark-infested waters ask their clients to dress all in black. Even the lemon sharks are in danger of being caught here. Deep-sea sport fishermen follow the predators out to the banks. Lemon sharks feed on anything. They will devour octopuses just as readily as seabirds or even other sharks. They hunt primarily during the night. Remoras are the constant companions of sharks. They attach themselves with their suction plates to the sharks, who are not always happy about it. But in return, the remoras free the sharks from irksome parasites. Lemon sharks can live for up to 20 years and weigh up to 440 pounds. We reach the banks with the sun racer. We want to learn more about the lemon sharks, but they won't be the only ones that are around. About 20 of the lemons greet us as we are trying to get into the water. We use a small pole cam to take these shots. Unfortunately, not for long, because it gets destroyed in the process.
Ow. Oh, they got it. It's got a scratch up here, they got it.
It still worked, and camerawoman Natalie is quite happy with these first shots. But this is only the beginning. There are 4 divers on the back deck and about 70 sharks. Not something for people with weak nerves, but it is a unique opportunity to get great shots of the lemon shark's life and behavior. Also on Natalie's team is the shark expert Jim Abernathy. Nevertheless, this is not an everyday dive for any of them. While the team is busy with the final preparations on board, they're already being expected underwater. The lemon sharks smell the chum and come right to the boat. The tanks are full, the equipment has been checked, and the cameras are on standby. The team is ready to go. Pure excitement. Lemon sharks are not the only ones waiting down here. There's also a 15-foot tiger shark. It's important to stay calm now and always keep an eye on the animal and make no sudden movements. It doesn't take long, and the giant tiger shark finds Natalie especially interesting. Jim is immediately by her side and intervenes. He shows how confident he is in handling these giant ocean inhabitants and gently pets the shark's wide mouth. He puts himself in grave danger by doing so. One wrong movement and it will turn into a catastrophe. His efforts reward us with incredible footage of the lemon sharks that don't seem to care much about any of us down here. And another very curious one is heading straight for Natalie, but turns away at the last minute. Again, there are mostly females here. They may have mated in Florida and come here to relax. Tiger shark is back. Tiger sharks are considered to be among the most dangerous sharks in the oceans. But how aggressive is this animal really? Scientists are still at odds over this question, but the fact is that there continue to be accidents with this animal. Lemon sharks can also be found in the Pacific, not just here in the Atlantic. They also don't seem to have a problem adjusting to fresh water, as they have been found in the Amazon. Remoras are fighting for the best sharks. It reminds us of a taxi stand in a large city. If they're too late, they will miss their ride. Luckily, there are enough sharks here to go round. It seems that these two have missed their ride. Maybe the camera team will give them a lift. Remoras live on the edge, so to speak, because if they're not careful, they'll end up being dinner. This one has found success. A tiger shark lets the remora ride with him. The eponymous pattern on the back of the shark can be clearly seen now. Pelagic sharks, such as the great whites, have to continue to swim in order to secure their oxygen supply. Lemon sharks don't. This lemon shark is resting on the sand. It opens and closes its mouth continuously. The animal is breathing actively. For the longest time, scientists held the belief that all sharks have to constantly swim in order to breathe. Obviously not true. The waters around the Little Bahama Bank seem to be an intact and untouched habitat for the sharks. Or is that an illusion? We'll get to that later. Even the tiger shark seems to be used to the divers now. Or is it? The shark is coming closer and closer. The large black eye is very prominent on tiger sharks. Danger averted? The striped giant has found something better, the boy of the scientists. It starts biting into it, and we immediately understand why tiger sharks are also referred to as the garbage disposal units of the oceans. Things such as car tires, shoes, and plastic bottles have been found in their stomachs. This tiger shark does not pose any danger to us, for now. But then the shark decides differently. The giant comes back and heads for our camera woman. She's holding her breath because she knows that the footage she's getting will be incredible. These kinds of shots are quite unusual. Jim comes to the rescue again, but it takes some effort. Shark attacks often end fatally because the animals will take off a limb with one bite of their razor-sharp teeth, and the victim will bleed to death. The danger is not over yet because the animal comes back towards the camera woman. One punch with the elbow is enough, but it could have ended very differently. The tiger shark has had enough for today and withdraws, and the camera team also feels that it's time to surface and finish up. But then there's a surprise. A lionfish. It's not supposed to live in the Caribbean and therefore has no natural enemies here. Nobody really knows how they got to this part of the world, and scientists are already talking about an ecological catastrophe. The spines on the lionfish's back, tail, and pectoral fins contain poison that they use for their own protection. The sharks therefore leave this invader alone. The groupers see a food competitor in the lionfishes, but nevertheless have no defense towards this intrusion. Several feet away, a group of lionfishes have taken over this reef. As always in such cases, humans are to blame for the lionfish's invasion. Public aquariums sometimes accidentally release a species into another ocean where they don't belong. The team finishes up knowing that they have great shots of the lemon and tiger sharks, and nobody got hurt. That's not always the case. In South Africa, these two divers were trying to film great white sharks from the protection of a shark cage, and almost lost their lives despite the cage. They are spectacular and frightening pictures of a shark attack. The animal forges into the cage and tears it apart, meanwhile locking the tourists into the one place where they should have been safe. They're able to free themselves in the last second and come out uninjured. How can humans protect themselves against shark attacks? It's an age-old question and continues to occupy scientists. The New York native Eric Stroud, for example. Stroud and Gruber would both like to reduce the number of sharks that are caught as bycatch on long lines, as well as to find an efficient way of protecting people from shark attacks. Stroud has developed a chemical, and both scientists are eager to try it out on their test subjects. This small bottle contains a chemical that's supposed to chase away sharks, but not have any influence on other fishes. Stroud sprays a small dose of it into the water, and the hungry nurse shark withdraws immediately. It doesn't last very long, and the sharks come back hungry for the bait. Another try. Eric Stroud knows that he will be injured if one of the sharks bites his hand. This dummy hand contains a fish, and the sharks are therefore drawn towards it. They start acting more and more wildly. Within seconds, the shark starts biting into the dummy hand. Now Eric has to react quickly, but he's too slow. Sam changes the technique and has put the shark into tonic immobility. Eric can take more time and doesn't have to use the chainmail gloves. This test is very important for his research.
Very slowly, still moving. Eyes closed.
It works, and all the shark wants to do now is get away from it.
What does that mean?
His eyes closed.
Sam also feels that this shark repellent works. So much so that they're ready to test it in the open ocean. Eric has tinkered a bit with the dosage of the chemical, and Sam lures the reef sharks towards the boat with bait.
We have here about 10 Caribbean reef sharks. One of them is very big, beautiful one, and it has a tag on it.
A larger group of reef sharks takes advantage of this sudden and unexpected meal. This test is very important for Eric Stroud. If he can make this work, he'll be able to sell his chemical to fishing fleets, dive shops and lifeguards worldwide. Big business for his fledgling enterprise. The test is simple. Lure them in first and then chase them away. As soon as the cartridge hits the water, it opens up and spews the repellent.
There.
The sharks take off as soon as they smell it.
Get him! Get the shark now! Notice that there's fish right there feeding. When the sharks were there, the fish were gone. We threw the repellent and the sharks disappeared. They try to come back in and they still disappear.
Surfers and swimmers especially are prone to shark attacks all over the world. Has Eric Stroud been able to find a way to stop these attacks before they become deadly? The mysteries of sharks don't always have to be solved in the ocean. Here in Gainesville, Florida, there are many of them to uncover. Documentary producer Natalie Tesha-Ricciardi is visiting Gordon Hubble. Not only the sharks' mouths hang open here. The former director of the Miami Zoo owns the largest shark jaw collection in the world. He's considered to be the most knowledgeable expert on the history and lifestyle of sharks.
I used to think the males had narrower teeth and bigger teeth, but that's not true.
Gordon Hubble owns shark teeth and jaws from the most exotic species. He's also considered to be the expert on fossilized and prehistoric shark species. Gordon is also a taxidermist and works on all of the jaws and teeth himself. Currently, he's preparing a megalodon jaw, the great-grandfather of all shark species. These teeth were found in Denmark. This is how the megalodon looked when he lived in our oceans 10 million years ago. Large, extinct sharks are Hubble's speciality. He's able to determine what these 100,000-pound sharks fed on according to their teeth. We leave Florida and set course towards Cocos, a small island off the Central American coast. The tropical volcanic island is located approximately 270 nautical miles off the Costa Rican coastline and has very lush vegetation. Many myths surround this island. Pirates were supposed to have hidden their treasure here. The underwater life around Cocos is very abundant, and therefore many dive operators offer expensive and exclusive dive safaris to the island. Cocos is famous for its large schools of fish. These hammerhead sharks find a full buffet all year round. Their unusually shaped head gives them a clear advantage while hunting for prey. They can maneuver better. And large schools of mackerel are at the top of their list of favorite foods. A rare wahoo. A school of mackerel hunting. Amongst them, cameraman Florian Graner, who's surrounded by Galapagos sharks. These are what we came for, white-tip reef sharks. Hundreds of them live around the volcanic island. They're surprisingly active now because they usually lie around dozing on the ocean floor during the day and hunt at night. Something seems to be different. The white-tip reef sharks are extremely agile because of their slender body shape. They can hunt in small caves. Very few other shark species have perfected this technique as well as they have. Florian has found the sleeping place of the white-tip reef sharks. The predators are resting on top of a rock. They're actively breathing and are using the current that's flowing by. The same here. This flow passage between the rocks is ideal. This shark species likes companionship. Similar to the lemon sharks, the white-tip reef sharks also live in large groups, whether they rest or travel. These types of sleeping places also function as a cleaner station. The cleaner fishes make house calls for them here and clean their mouths and gills, which benefits both of them. What seems to be growing out of the sand in the background? These striped straws are in fact garden eels that can grow up to 15 inches straight out of the sand. They are not on the menu of the sharks. A As soon as they sense danger, they withdraw into their tubes in the sand. Similar to the white-tipped reef sharks, the garden eels also live in the current, which supplies them with nutrition. The white-tipped reef sharks have started to hunt. This 15-foot stingray is not impressed. It's busy being used as a taxicab at the moment, much to the enjoyment of the passengers on its back. The largely bottom-dwelling sharks can reduce their heart frequency during their rest, so that they don't use as much oxygen. Not much longer, and it's night time. The white-tipped reef sharks are starting to become active. They're ready to hunt. There are few places left in the world's oceans with such an abundance of large fishes as are found here around Killbox. There's enough food and space for everybody. This shark has cozied up to a stingray. Rays and sharks are part of the same family, but don't necessarily get along. A scene reminiscent of the story of the Ark in the Bible. Killbox Island's real treasures are found underwater. It's understandable that the philopatric white tips don't leave the waters around Killbox. This habitat offers everything a shark gourmet would want. The sunsets in the tropics are short and beautiful. Time enough to prepare for a night dive. Cameraman Marty is checking his equipment. It needs to be done before each dive, because once they're down there, there's no room for error. Everything has to work. A leap into the unknown. Marty has routinely done this for many years. His camera equipment is handed to him. About 30 feet deep, and they're in the midst of a pack of white tips. The experienced divers have picked the right spot, and the sight of the predators hunting is spectacular. The sharks thoroughly search every corner of this reef. Their agility obviously helps them. Even the large barracuda is part of the pack with the desire to feed. It's very impressive how fast and elegantly the predators maneuver around the jagged corals without hurting themselves. And they certainly are careful, because sharks have often been observed tearing apart an entire reef block in order to find food. It looks a little bit like a hunting dog that has already the scent of its prey in its nose and follows it into the cave, where it has no chance of escaping from the predator. The view from above clearly shows that the white-tipped reef sharks hunt together at night. This sea turtle is not part of their meal, but the turtle itself is looking to feed. The barracuda is standing by. No luck. The turtle has things easier down here because reefs don't swim away. The turtle seems happy to graze on the plant growth on the corals. The The sharks are getting more anxious as the night goes on. They've started to hunt with more intensity. Sharks don't only use their sense of smell to hunt. They're also in tune to the acoustic and electrical stimuli of their prey. This shark has detected the electric impulses of the place and is successful again. In the coral reefs around Cocos Island, the white-tip reef sharks find an impressive hunting ground. And equally impressive is their ability to hunt cooperatively. Wild sharks. Not only scientists like Samuel Gruber are drawn to these mysterious ocean inhabitants, they continue to fascinate and intrigue all of us.
There are people who study, photograph, and interact with dangerous sharks, and they don't use a cage. It's their job, but perhaps your worst nightmare. A select group of skilled professionals routinely work with the animals, from massive cold water sharks in Canada to great whites in Mexico and South Africa, to tiger sharks in the Bahamas.